Hey budget fam, it's Jordan from Jordan Budgets. Today we are doing a vlog. I bet you didn't expect me today. Normally I would upload a vlog on Thursday, but I'm filming on Thursday because I went to the fair last night with my kids and it has just been a little bit of a crazy week, so I didn't get it done already. But here we are. This is also a Q&A vlog, so I will be stuffing orders today and that's going to be in the vlog, but I'm going to be pausing to chat with you guys every once in a while, like throughout the day, to answer some of those questions. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jordan. We love to do cash stuffing on this channel. We do that on Mondays and Fridays. We also talk about budgeting. We talk about making money on Etsy and YouTube because this is my full-time income. I'm a single mom who homeschools, so I'm kind of spread out all over the place, right? But I love this little community. I love making videos. Vlogs are new for me, so show me some grace as we make this video. This is, I think, my third one. Anyway, let's jump into it. Go ahead and get some work started, and then we will jump into some questions from you guys. Okay, we are at the computer now to answer some questions. If my office looks a little bit different, by the way, I did rearrange this morning, so everything has changed around. I am excited to have some of my bulk binders in there, and then some of my designs are down here. Maybe at some point soon we will do some sort of a rearrange because I did rearrange things to fit a bit more stuff in here. But anyway, let's jump over to question number one. Question number one comes from Elizabeth. She said, how long have you had an Etsy shop? I started Etsy in August of 2021. It's June of 22 right now, so I guess about 10 months ago I started Etsy. What strategies did you use to make your Etsy shop successful? At this point, I do see some things that I think I did right. At the beginning though, no strategy whatsoever. My strategy for the budgeting stuff was just, I wanted to have cute and unique things on my YouTube channel because I started as a budget YouTuber. And I couldn't afford things on Etsy. I was a very poor, struggling single mom. So there was no strategy. I just wanted to use the stuff that I was creating. In hindsight, I can see that there were some things that I was creating that was original. So I guess if I were to give any kind of a strategy for somebody who's wanting to start now, I would say first off, don't do anything or sell anything that you're not already doing. Again, not an initial strategy on my part, but I can see that the reason I've stuck with things as well as I have is because I was watching cash budgeters and I was playing with my budget binders way before I started YouTube. I started YouTube 10 months ago and it was something I was already doing. It was something already in my routine. So I've never struggled putting out YouTube content or putting out new Etsy content because it was stuff that I genuinely love and I was genuinely doing anyway. Now I just turn on the camera for it, right? So I will say, if you are thinking about opening an Etsy shop, think about things you genuinely enjoy. Are you already knitting in your free time? Are you already budgeting in your free time? Maybe you are somebody that is obsessed with keeping a clean house, so maybe printables and things having to do with cleaning and organizing, maybe that's more your thing. Now that I've been doing this for almost a year, I do have a lot of things where I'm like, okay, I did that right and I did that wrong. That could be its whole own video. If you guys want to see that, I would be happy to share. But as far as an initial strategy and someone like you who is just looking to start YouTube, maybe start Etsy, maybe think about things you genuinely love and are genuinely fitting into your schedule already. It just has to do with, it's something you will keep doing. It's something you will keep thinking about. I think about all of these new ideas and I have a hard time keeping up with all of my ideas time-wise because I don't have enough time in the day, but I probably have a backlog of 20 to 30 ideas that I would love to have in my budget shop, just because it's genuinely things that I love, things that I'm thinking about, not something I'm thinking about from a business standpoint. I do think you need to have kind of a business mind if you're wanting to make a business from it, but that initial thing needs to be writing down some of your favorite things that you're already doing anyway. My phone is blowing up today, I'm so sorry. Okay, next question is from Lori, completely different side of things. Lori wants to know about homeschooling requirements in your state. In my state, parents have to be the one giving instruction for at least 51% of the required instructional hours for the year. So Lori, that is a great question. I know Lori's asking this question because I recently shared that next school year, even though my boys will be homeschooled, I am hiring a tutor to help on my homeschool days. My mom also homeschools my boys on 2 days, and then they go to a co-op. So they're kind of all over the place, and I am not their teacher for pretty much all of it. Now, next year I am very excited to do some things with them and be able to focus on stuff I really want versus those subjects that they were really struggling with, so I felt I had to do. So while I'm stepping away from homeschooling as their primary teacher, I'm still homeschooling, I'm still doing some things, but yeah, it's mostly out of my hands now. So my state, I'm in Mississippi, there are very minimal requirements right now. You really just have to document with the state and with the county that you are homeschooling and what kind of curriculum you're using. They don't keep up with hours, they don't keep up with your teacher, they don't keep up with anything. I live in one of the most lax states as far as homeschooling rules and laws go, which is great. They're absolutely going to thrive this way, and I'm so happy that my state does not have any restrictions or requirements as far as like how much of the time I have to be the teacher, because the person that I'm hiring to be their teacher and their tutor on my days is a retired school teacher. She was within the school system for like 20 plus years, plus she has been a tutor for other homeschool families in the past, so I think she's gonna be perfect. My mom is perfect for what she's teaching, and then the co-op does all kinds of fun classes with the kids, is perfect. Like, it's an ideal situation for us, and I kind of hate that some states require the parent to be a teacher 51% of the time and whatnot. I think that's kind of silly. So that is something that's on my radar too, if and when I move out of Mississippi. So that was our first 3 questions. I'm gonna pop back later and answer a few more. You guys have some good questions. About half of the orders that need to go out today. I'm working on the custom labels now to start printing and get into that second batch of orders that I know needs to go today. Before we do that, let's answer a couple more questions, maybe 3 more questions. Colleen says, congrats on 2,000 subscribers. How can we send you money directly, not through Etsy? Do you have PayPal or Google Money? I don't have either of those. Thank you so much for thinking of sending me a tip or something that way. I might make a tips listing or something similar on my website, so then none of the fees and things like that would be coming out of that money, if that's what you are concerned about as far as tips over on Etsy or on YouTube. You guys really do so much for me already. Don't feel like you need to send me tips or send me money or support me in any other way. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you, and I love you for asking that question, Colleen. But I would just say, like, don't worry about it. Don't send me more money. I think it's super sweet though, but no, I don't have PayPal or Google Money or anything like that. And I guess Etsy is the only way to send money like that right now. I do have the like stickers thing on YouTube now, but they take fees just like Etsy does. But yeah, I guess on my website I may do some kind of tips listing, and it would be all money that would go directly to me. Kim asks, how do you make your stickers? Do you start with actual stickers and just print on them, or do you make your own? So I do make my own stickers. It's on sticker paper. I print it with my own printers, and then I cut it with my cutting machine. I originally started using, there's a label company that I started using originally, and it had like a pre-cut template. So there are certainly other options and things that you could use, but yeah, I have sticker paper I print on and then I cut it using my cutting machine. So I make it myself. Nixter Budgets says, congrats, what can a fellow budgeter on YouTube do to have the same success as you? I do feel like YouTube is one of those things you kind of have to be lucky on it. There is a bit of luck. But I will say, when I first started, I jumped in, I committed to, I think at that time it was 2 videos, but I came out strong, and I think that helps me on my channel. I think YouTube said, okay, this is somebody we can count on being really consistent. I know people say consistent is the key all the time, but I really think there's something to it. I think that if you are consistently uploading, say 2 or 3 videos a week, I think YouTube probably prioritizes you in the algorithm because they can count on you to be around and to grow a little crowd. Past that though, I do believe it is a bit of luck. You have to create videos and content that you really believe in. Have fun with it. I think it really shines through. If you're not having fun in your videos, people will know it and they're not going to stick around. I truly have a lot of fun making these videos, and I think that has helped me on YouTube. Busy Budget Mom's question is, she said, so I fell off the wagon some. How do you restart and knock out the debt? Any insight would be appreciated. Love your channel. Thank you so much for the sweet compliment. I am not somebody who stays in debt, but there are certainly times that I have a spendy week and I will put money on a credit card. That's about as far as I go. I haven't had debt build up like that in a while. I will say how I treat it though is if I have debt sitting on a credit card, if I had a spendy week for whatever reason, I prioritize it just like I do my sinking funds. So, you know, like every week I tend to put 200 or so on my sinking funds. I think instead of putting so much into sinking funds, say instead of putting that 200 in sinking, I would put maybe like $50 into sinking and put $100 per week or $150 per week into that debt and try to knock that out, especially if it's consumer debt. I don't have a loan for a house, I rent, but if I had a house loan, I might feel a lot different than that. But if we're talking about consumer debt, I would take any of that extra money that you're wanting to put into sinking funds, put a little bit into sinking funds, keep yourself motivated, but try to put the majority of that towards debt so you can knock that out, so you're not paying interest on that, and then you can really start putting more money into your sinking funds. That's how I would handle it. I'm curious to hear you guys' ideas. If you are somebody that has been in debt and a lot of debt at different stages of your life, how did you handle it? How did you motivate yourself to get back on track? If you have any advice, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you would say as well. Last question for now is from Jennifer Boots. Jennifer says, when will the website revamp be live? I would rather not go through Etsy. I appreciate you asking that question, and I appreciate you wanting to support me even though you're not big on the Etsy platform. I was supposed to have this website live like literally a month ago. It's just one of those things that has not been happening. I'm thinking about pulling an all-nighter soon and just working on the website and just getting it done because it has not been fitting into my schedule. I will go ahead and say the goal though is to have it up in the next few days. If it's not the next few days, it will definitely be by the end of the month. So by July, that website will be up because currently I'm paying for 2 website hosts, the current host and then the host where I will be launching that revamp where you can purchase from the actual website then instead of just Etsy. It will happen by July. The hope though is within, if you're watching this the day that the video came out, it should be the next few days. We will see. Okay, so I'm going to now work on some of those custom scripts, get those printed and cut. Then we will get everything packaged and off to the post office. If it looks like it's a lot later in the day, it is because it is. I was able to complete the orders due today. We brought them to the post office and then I've been distracted with the kids the last few hours. It's 6 o'clock now, but I wanted to come wrap up this vlog and answer the last couple of questions that were left from that questions community tab. So let's see. Question from Nasiba. Hey Nasiba, you have been here from the beginning, girl. I appreciate you. You are always commenting on my videos. What is one thing you have learned from making YouTube videos? I will say the number one thing that I learned from making YouTube videos is to believe in yourself. I think that believing in myself is something that was a fake it till you make it. I didn't really think that I was going to be able to make this my full-time income, but when I started, I was putting that mindset out there. I was saying that to myself as much as I could. I was putting it out on my YouTube channel, like, I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be successful. That is just something I've kind of said from day one. I did not really learn or see that to be true until it started to come. And then I would say I've kept that mindset on this channel and throughout this journey. Anytime I come to something like, say, putting $2,000 into a new product or something, I just kind of tell myself, I'm gonna put my all into this and it's gonna be successful. Money is just one side of that, like putting money into it, but putting my time, putting my heart, putting all of my things into this YouTube channel, I have been saying from the beginning, like, it's gonna be successful. I'm gonna do this. I love this. We're gonna have fun with it. I have said that, but as I've done it, I've learned that the more I put myself out there, the more I just go for what I want, it's gonna happen. It's more likely to happen than if I live sort of in a more fearful business mindset, if that makes sense. So something I've really learned through YouTube is just to believe in myself, to know that I can do it, to put my all into something and just really believe in myself, really believe in my product, really believe in my community. All of those things is something that was not in me before starting this YouTube channel and before starting this Etsy business journey. I think we just have a question or two left. Let's get over to Elizabeth Ann's question. She said, I'm curious about taxes. I've been a fan and following your journey for a while now. How do you keep track of your income and how much do you put aside for taxes and health insurance? You guys know that health insurance is actually a current struggle bus that I'm on. I'm trying to find health insurance for me and the boys. It's a little bit easier for me because I don't have a pre-existing condition. So I do have plans that are open to me for about $300 a month. That's the monthly fee. And then of course those plan types can change depending on what I want for myself. My boys have pre-existing conditions and everyone is denying them. I think I have finally found something for them. I will not say it is a great plan by any means, but it is a plan that will accept them. So I'm looking into that. So health insurance, number one, is still being worked on. I'm still trying to figure that out because it's hard to get health insurance, especially if you have pre-existing conditions that are like bigger conditions like what my boys have. Taxes, I put money aside before I even start messing around with that money. I'm not gonna throw percentages out here not because I'm trying to be secretive, but just because I don't want anyone to think that I'm doing things the right way. So I have a set amount that I'm putting aside as I get more comfortable with my business and comfortable with what I'm doing, and as I have a tax expert help me out this year. Maybe I will be more confident sharing things in the future, but for now, just know that you should be taking some out off the top before you even give yourself money, but I won't get out to the specifics of like what I'm doing with that. I see just a couple more questions here, but let's answer one more because I'm sure this vlog is getting lengthy. Lindsay says, I'd like to know, is there anything you wish you had known before you started your cash stuffing journey? I don't think there's anything I wish I had known before starting. I do wish I had started a bit earlier. I did not discover this cash system method until a year before I started YouTube, and then I started YouTube about 10 months ago. So I haven't been doing this for too terribly long. I wish I had found the community sooner. I wish I had started sooner. I will say if you are somebody who is just starting your cash stuffing journey though, try to do it in a way that encourages you. So I will say, like, if you have a hard time budgeting, don't jump right in doing a bunch of bills binders and doing all kinds of things that are gonna overwhelm you. Pick some fun categories, pick some things that you're really interested in. Try to make it fun for yourself. Maybe have a couple of serious categories, but for the most part, I would just try to make it enjoyable, get some categories that you're really excited to stuff money into and that kind of thing. But that's just my experience and my thoughts on it. Of course, everybody's gonna kind of give different advice and different thoughts. I am just a random person. I am no financial expert whatsoever. I just love sharing my journey. Oh, okay. I lied. One more question from Antonia. I hope I'm saying your name right because I remember seeing this question when you asked it 2 weeks ago and I wanted to answer it then. What keeps you motivated for continuing to make videos when you have a stressful day? I think this is such a thoughtful question, but I do think that the most fun thing that I do is make YouTube videos and is share with you guys. So what keeps me motivated whenever I've had a stressful day? As far as videos and YouTube goes, I always have fun with this. Now that may change at some point. I'm still fairly new to YouTube. It's been less than a year, But YouTube is always my favorite part. I never struggle with making YouTube videos. I have a hard time finding time for all of the things. And that's more what can get stressful for me when it comes to fulfilling Etsy orders, fulfilling motherly duties, and YouTube. So it does get stressful trying to juggle all of the things. The only thing that makes it easier for me is that I know that you guys are encouraging and you want me to have fun with it, and you have always been supportive of me. So that's what helps me, because I'm such a perfectionist and I'm the kind of person who wants to do, you know, 80 hours a week or whatever. My body just does not want to do 80 hours a week though. And you know, there's limitations with being a human and that aggravates me sometimes because my mind thinks that I'm not a human and thinks I don't have limitations, but I do have limitations. So I will say, when it comes to stress, I feel the stress of not being able to do every single thing I want. If I could have it the way that I want it, I would have 10 new products every single week, and I would have a video every single day like I say I'm gonna do, but then I don't. I will say the thing that keeps the stress away is just knowing how wonderful you guys are. That sounds really cheesy, but it is true. Knowing that you guys support me, and that if I don't get the product out whenever I say it's gonna happen, you guys are gonna be okay with that. If I miss a video here or there, you guys are okay with that. But I can truly say that so far I am enjoying every single aspect of what I'm doing on YouTube, what I'm doing on Etsy. I love being a mom and a homemaker too. Those things take up so much of my time. Being home and working on my home, those things make me really happy. So yeah, was that like a non-answer to your question? I wanted to tell you though, whenever you first asked that question, like, you guys do not stress me out. Videos don't stress me out. I absolutely love this community, and I would have way more content if I just had the capacity and the time for it. None of it is stressing me out at this point. All right, I think that's it. I might have missed a couple of questions. I was just kind of skimming through that community post. That is it for today's vlog. I hope you guys had fun. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up or a like. I don't know what it's called right now. And go ahead and comment below if you would like to chat. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love you guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.